Colleagues of medical school, please receive my humble greetings. My name is Simphiwe Shandu. I'm currently a third year and I'm contesting for the portfolio of campus chairperson under the banner of SASCO. SRCs change every 12 months and the management of the school almost never changes for at least 5 years. This would forever be a pitfall on the side of student leadership when they have to fight against the yearly growing memory of the institution where that of the SRC ends as the term of the SRC ends and the new SRC has to start all over again. This is the very reason why myself as the current member of the SRC will be coming back again now as the campus chairperson for consistency, continuity and organizational memory, which is what SASCO has because it is always deployed into the SRC. Through its institutional memory, SASCO has deployed student leaders that since in the beginning of the year have been occupying all the relevant leadership roles, including class reps, house committees, including myself as being in the current SRC and gaining all the necessary experience and exposure to prepare for this very same purpose. Now, as the upcoming SRC, we wish to advocate against and provide innovative ideas on issues that directly impact on our complex degree. These are issues around NSFAS that happened in the beginning of the year, where we find medical students not being allowed to return to campus without registration when our academic calendar starts early in January, and only to find that NSFAS and other funding programs only start clearing students from mid to late February, only to find that this is the time amounting to almost one block coming to its end. We will ensure that we engage with the College of Health Science on this matter and request that NSFAS releases a provisional list into the institution specifically for medical students to be cleared as soon as the registration opens, and that is true also for other funding programs. In this way, our academic calendars will not be disturbed and we can possibly shy away from strikes that we have as medical school almost each and every year. We are against issues that say students from Edgewood are going for their practicals get to receive teaching practice allowances, whereas our students going for selectives and MAD back home have to fund themselves. It is a good thing that the current MCRC has already drafted the relevant documents so that our students receive selectives allowances and MAD allowances when they have to go back home. And it's such things that we as the oncoming SRC will leave office seeing becoming a success. Amongst these issues, I would have not done justice if I do not mention the issue of carryover students and the unjust and unfriendly circumstances they have been faced with throughout the year. At the end of the day, we are all medical students and no one is important more than the other. We advocate against the stigma that all the carryover students have been facing. Nqubeko Mthembu will, however, be addressing these issues further in his manifesto and as the oncoming college rep of medical school. We also note the issue of an explosion at Grace Hospital in the 50-year residences during a stressful time of their exam week, and wish to assure colleagues that the current SRC is busy on the matter and trying to have it resolved as soon as possible. We also support the stay away by these colleagues till the issue is resolved. The incoming SASCO-led SRC will continue the debates from the current SRC that has ensured that they execute student-focused plan of action programs with events that are strategically aimed at certain spheres of every student's lives outside of learning medicine. Events that were executed by the current SRC like the political class, that sports day, the first year white coat ceremony, the mental health fair, clinical methods third year catch-up tutorials, and the curriculum review are events that when you look at them carefully, you will realize that they focus on different factors or spheres of our health, considering the WHO definition of health. Issues like load shedding, Wi-Fi, water shortages, safety and security in our residences, including the residences in PMB, are issues that we as the upcoming SRC wish to not only provide temporary solutions to, but also permanent solutions into making our students' lives easier. Lucky enough, this is already the status quo in tackling issues from the current SRC because it is the first SRC that called out for procurement of water tanks into all the university-owned and leased residences. And as we speak, the current chairperson, Musa Sbiya, is following up on this issue. Also, the SRC has done a walkabout in Princess Alice Road, which a report was provided on how to tackle safety and security in that road. While on safety in residences, we are currently working on policies and protocols to report issues in residences as such are not available to students, and also policies and protocols on how students should report these stolen items, and also finding a way that these items are returned to students. As the oncoming SRC, we are against all the fourth years staying in double sharing rooms at Tafta, and we will ensure that this does not happen again, and then we find a replacement residence for the Eddington residents. These are intervention plans that we'll fight to foresee being a success in making a difference in our students' lives. The current SRC through Prof. Lova and the Gifts of the Givers Foundation, managed to register and cover historical deaths of more than 55 of our students who were assisted, on top of the students that were assisted by the SRC Basar. This is the SRC that when NSFAS was wrongfully excluding 6th years and 5th years using the N+1 rule, that fought tooth and nail against these, and that student funding issue was resolved. The current SRC again has ensured that food parcels are given to every deserving student to fight against food insecurity in our campus. We have also dispersed sanitary towels to our sisters who are in need and then cannot afford these essential items, and with the support from Prof. Lova with the hygienic packs that she has given us. Fortunately enough, colleagues, this is not the SASCO that was absent the whole year, but only showing up during the election season. This is the same SASCO that ensured the warm welcome of first-year students and smooth transition to medical school through its Right Student campaign. This is the very same SASCO that even still to this day has a very functional book loan scheme that assists mainly first-year students that cannot afford to buy books for themselves. The very same SASCO, colleagues, has successfully hosted a night vigil against gender-based violence. SASCO that I'm referring to conducted tutorial programs for first-year students during the year. This is the only SASCO, colleagues, that ensured that the victims of floods earlier in the year received a close through its community outreach program. Colleagues, the SASCO I'm referring to does not only take care of its students, but also the communities it comes from, because those are one of the pillars of SASCO that, as medical professionals in training, ought to uphold. Now, colleagues, as the candidates for chairperson, and in already exercising my role, I must also warn and guide you, colleagues, and urge you, colleagues, to vote SASCO in the upcoming elections and Nqubeko Mthembu for the portfolio of college rep. I must also warn colleagues that there is no other relevant and better candidate for the SRC besides those candidates from SASCO. Amandla.